Welcome back to part 2 of Arcade 1-Up modding. So last time we had built a cabinet, but we didn't have our joysticks. They finally came in. So what you see in front of you is a plethora of stuff we're going to have to use. Now I already started wiring these up, and we're actually going to use the existing ones from the Arcade 1-Up. So we're actually have both sets of buttons to show you that this is you could use both sets if you're on a budget, but you do have to want to watch out for these because some of these are 2-prong, some are 3-prong. So if you get the wrong combination, you can totally throw off your setup. So how I'm gonna do this, because they won't match up, these are the new sticks, is use this masking tape here. Put a piece here. Just kind of don't really pin it because you're probably going to need to move it. So just kind of put it here and here. Now what you're going to want to do, since you took off the old sticks, these aren't going to be exactly center. So what you're going to want to try to do is find center, then stick it. Hopefully. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. Take that down a little bit. That way. I don't know if you can tell, but that's pretty good. Now what we're gonna do is that you don't want to drill all the way through your board. Then you're gonna have holes in the front. So what you want to do is barely start a hole. It ain't gonna take much. And actually, if you just want to make a mark, we can remove the joystick completely and then better look at what we're doing. Don't push down tight or push down hard. And then we got our holes. Clean this up and try to screw these in. Alright, now that I cleared these out a little bit better, without the joystick being on there, I would say this is the most painful part of doing this whole thing out of what I've done. So now that that's there, we can start. Tip this up. Get my thumb out of the way. I don't have a fancy tripod. I have a box. Because that's how we do. So that's that. So now, hopefully, we start putting our joysticks in. Now it doesn't matter orientation, I believe, because you've set that up anyway. So we'll start with the side that we did. We're getting into the buttons in a minute. Hopefully we didn't make our holes too big, but I don't think we did. And these joysticks are on if you use the right holes, you can actually adjust them. Screws. If I can find the hole, bro. Sounds like a personal problem for this guy I know. magnetic screwdrivers, that's definitely the way to go. Remember, we like that jiggle. All right. Hopefully we're in the ballpark. Y'all see it first. Oh, okay. But then now we have that play, and we can find right where we want to be. Now purely I'm just eyeballing this. Right there. Right there. I'll get happy with them. You strip these out, you got a bigger problem. And they are pretty snug. Not bad. Checking all my movement. Oh, perfect. Joystick 1. Let's see, we'll probably be putting in here. You know what time it is? Button time. Now I went ahead and I pre-wired these with the old school, well, the actual arcade version buttons. But on this side, we're going to use some of the pre-existing buttons from the cabinet if you were on a budget, and some of the new style, so that way you guys can see how each work. Now, when you get the old school buttons, they're super long. You have to add in the micro switches. You have to wire them up. I believe this is the way it goes. Blue on the bottom, white on the middle here. Not sure, you have to look it up. But then these micro switches, they just go, there's holes and pegs. So the holes get filled with the pegs. Kind of how you were made. So I'll show you one more time with this micro switch here. The switch goes on the bottom of the button, and I mean, they just go right in. So now, this will be our start and 2-player, and those go in. Actually, I may have done that wrong. You will have to put the micro switches on after the button. So, the way I can show you, they do come off real easy. I mean, I wouldn't pry on these tabs too much. So, that's going to be our coin in button. Just put that in. So, and you can turn them to what you need, so I won't know yet. And then put our micro switch back in. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, I just had enough. Didn't have it in for the right way. Now, we may actually have to take it off again. Damn it. Well, live and learn. So if you're watching this before you do it, you're no. Making mistakes for you. So your flat part goes on here first. Yes, love. And then you screw this on. And then tighten it up. And then I think we're ready for our micro switch. So if you watched this before you did it, you already know. And if you didn't, now you know. So I'll go ahead and put this back in. The existing buttons are so much easier because they just come in on this tongue and groove pin system, whatever you want to call it. It snaps in, so those would be super easy. And then go ahead and put our 2-player button in, second player, and our ring. Hopefully that shouldn't be too close there. Ooh, pretty close, but we could even take these existing power button and volume buttons off if we want to, but then you'd be left with a hole in the top of your cabinet. But it's all about what you want, what it looks like. So let's see, this would have to be sideways because these printed buttons can only go one or two ways. If you wanted to go through and take out the actual button, flip it, and put it back in, that's also an option. So go ahead and tighten that up. It's pretty tight. And put our switch back in. It's gonna hang out this way. I think so. Now I'm doing this backwards. Which may not be right. So there we go. Put your wire in. Now we're going to stick with the black, red, and blue. So let's do the blue first. So like I said, these are even easier. Those just go in. Now if you took them out, you know how they go in, but there's a notch here, and there's a groove there. See it? Okay. And that just goes in, and you push it. And that's it. I mean, it's in. So you can even get the let out buttons if you wanted to, and those are actually like these screw type. So, but then you got your pin and your groove. Push it in. Now these will work. Some are 2-button or 2-pin, like 2-pin. Some are 3-pin. So again, it depends on what your setup is and what your USB encoder board for all your buttons to your Raspberry Pi is going to be right there. So we got the blue. We use the existing reds because that way you know. The more you know. And this red. So we got those. Then we will put in our black ones. Now our black ones are going to be the new style. Go back to taking off these micro switches. Get our rings ready. Go right in. Now we're probably going to want these something like this. Depends on where your USB encoder board goes. I'm trying to do this one backwards, but there we go. Actually, see how them are actually like real close to touching. So what we're gonna have to do is flip one of these around. So what you do is you just loosen it, flip it. You can even adjust them and angle them out if you want to, which I think that's what we're gonna do, because our USB encoder board is probably gonna be right here on the bottom. You have to place it somewhere where all your wires can fit. You could put it in the middle. Well, yeah, either in the middle or on the bottom, but in the bottom, if you want to use your existing cover, you can. So most people just leave them off because who's going to see it anyway, but if you wanted to, then you might as well put it here. Depending on how much cord you got, so let's angle these out a little. Boom. So now that we got them angled down, let's go ahead and put our other joystick in. Now, depending on the way you watch these videos, we already went over it. But if not, then you can look it up. Cord out of the way. Screws. Again, leave them loose because you're going to want to adjust it. Oh no! That's what we do in quarantine. Mod cabs. There's a whole community on Facebook. Actually, there's a couple. We are in the wrong hole. Yeah, that's better. Probably would have been wise to put these in first before the buttons. Remember though, leave them loose. Did I just do the same thing? I sure did. Okay, now that we got all of our buttons in, except for we'll hook up that USB encoder. Got both joysticks in, looking pretty good, pretty center. So even if they were off, no one would know. But I mean, you definitely don't want them touching the edges, and I mean, there's that much. I mean, there's so much clearance. So we'll go ahead and get to USB encoders. So, like I said, we're gonna figure out. Got some regular 3M two-way tape and our encoder. Now, there's a 5. The rest of these are 2. It comes with instruction. Here's your printer out. It goes to your Raspberry Pi or computer, however you mounted this. We're doing Raspberry Pi, so computer. Maybe I'll show you computer some other day. So there's the 5. So now what we want to do is place it on our board either here or up here. But like I said, up here, then you start getting into if you wanted to use the cover. So we're just going to go right here in the middle where it's pretty safe. So I think what we're going to do is make sure all of our cords all of our buttons are gonna reach, which, let's see, if I mount it like that, then actually, okay, we're mounted like this. As long as they all reach, which, see, I don't think these two over here are gonna reach, so it may, tell you what, let's hook up these first, and then we'll really know. So, there's a wiring schematic that comes with it. I'll show you exactly where everything goes. So, we'll get these hooked up, and then we'll find proper placement and two-way tape it. Okay, now that I got these wired up, it was pretty much your player one start, and then all of your buttons, and it went in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 order. So now that this is on, we can better place where we want to fit this, which I'm thinking I'm going right here at the bottom because I'm not putting this on. So I mean, if you really wanted it in and tuck it and put the gray covers, this thing, if you wanted to put this cover back over it, then I mean, mounting it down here wouldn't be a choice, but you still want to come in far enough that where your lip is on your game. So let's see, we could, I mean, you could even put it here if you want to and just run your cord out, which I actually think that's what we're going to do, because all these pretty much still got a little play to them. So now we get our two-way tape. The foamy stuff is better than the flat stuff, so because you want to kind of stick to the flat part of the circuitry board, like right in there. Oh, it also gives you a description here. You can't see that, but "5-volt turbo." You could even set them up for turbo if you wanted to. These are just experimental, if you will. Alright, so put that on there. So we got our two-way tape. All of our buttons hooked up. Three-quarters of the way there. And you, my friend, will be on to some serious awesomeness. So here's your USB encoder, buttons attached. We got the two-way tape. We're just gonna stick it right here. People have complained that it has came off, but I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. So we're just gonna kind of push that on there. I mean, there's only the cord that goes in here, and I don't think it's gonna matter too much. So that is assembled outside of wall top, which we have black or red. I think we'll go with red because it's a little partial to red. Also your dust cover. Caps go on. Now sometimes they get loose, so you want to hold this down here and then tighten this up. You can screw it, but it doesn't really have to be that tight. Or you just hold it here at the base and twist. Another dust cover right here. And there you go. Button head fell out. Alright, everything's tight. You got your buttons and sticks. Hey, that's also in the milk's like, I mean,
no, at the end, I'm just wherever we're eating, we're just trying to talk to it all the time. Yeah, but then why can you end up liking it? Like,